Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today's video is about sketches. I did my first sketch a couple of weeks ago and I shared it on my blog, and it was this one. Now I know sketches have been around for a very long time, but I had never done them before. I'd looked at them but never seriously thought about doing it, and once I'd done this I was hooked. I went online onto YouTube to find out more about it, and I am going to share with you what I have learned and my interpretation, because there are no hard and fast rules about doing sketches. So first of all, what is a sketch? A sketch is a drawing that gives you a basis for doing a card. Now, the one I've been following most is a company called, or at least a group called OWH, which is Operation Write Home. And I went online to check out their sketches, and they've got this bit where you can print all of these off, which for me is brilliant, because if I scroll on a computer too much, going from page to page from all of these, I finish up with a migraine, and it is so much easier just to look at these. And one of the nice things about these is they do have the sizes, the measurements on them. I must tell you that they are measurements for North America, so if you're UK or anywhere else, you do need to work out the sizes yourself. But as I say, there are no hard and fast rules about this. And there are just so many of different ones. Two other companies that I have looked at, which I think the first one is called Freshly Made Sketches, and I took these off of their website. There's lots more of that one. I think I only did the first 200 of them. No, I didn't. I went up to... Oh, no, I did do all of these, didn't I? And then I started on this one, which is MFT, which is my favourite things. But these ones I think are far more... the more experienced you are, because there's a lot of extra bits on them, like little bits like this. And, you know, they are getting quite fancy. But I'm not at the stage of doing those at the moment. But I have those there so that I won't forget about the company. So what I'm going to do to start off with, I'm going to show you the cards that I've made and what the sketch was like. I haven't been able to find all of them. Right, this was FM. Oh, this was, as I said, the first one, wasn't it? So that would be this sketch here. Okay, so I've got the grey one at the back there, and then I've got the, let's call them Bermuda Bay, let's go by the Stampin' Up colours, and that's that panel there, and then the sentiment going across. With my cards, what I've done is I still stayed with my first 3 layers, and then I do on top of there. Also, I put a layer under each section as well. I didn't on this one. It was the first one and I really wasn't quite sure what I was doing. The other thing that I know is that with any of these the layers, if you want to do it as an embossed layer rather than designer series paper, you can. And on pieces like this, you can either do that as another piece of designer series paper, or like me, I used a die cut on it. So that was my first one, and that was Freshly Made Sketches. That was number 154. I can't read it from here. Or was that 157? Let me have a look. Did I write it in here? No, I didn't. But I can find out the number of that if anybody who wants it. So I did this one. I can't find the sketch of this one, so I'm not quite sure where that one came from. I did this one, and I don't remember where that one came from either. And you can see most of the time I tend to use designer series paper for mine. This one is FMS 456, so that's freshly made. Oh, don't tell me I didn't get that one. Okay. No, I've only gone up to number 52 of that one, but this was one of those. And when I did this one first of all, I didn't have piece on it, so that brown bit there looked blank, and the next day I went back and added that on, and I'm much happier. Had I seen that bit first, I wouldn't have put that on there, but I'm happy with it. In fact, I'm happy with all these cards. I'm really pleased how they've all turned out. This one is from, oh, Sweet Sunday. That was number 287. That Sweet Sunday is another place you can get sketches from. What I'll do is I'll put links to all of these companies in the box below the video so you can check them out. So there was that one. This one. Alright, okay, number 6. That should be one of here. So my idea is to show you what it looks like in here and show you what it looks like once I've finished working on it. So this is this one here. Okay, sometimes they will put on here where you can put a sentiment, sometimes they don't. Like this one, they didn't say that about a sentiment, but I added those on there. So that one I was really pleased with. This one, number 7, where are you? That's this one here. Okay, so I added a sentiment on up there because there wasn't one there. But this is what I'm saying about sketches. There's no hard and fast rule about them. And this one, number 8, where did it come out of it? Oh, number 10. Oh, that was it, wasn't it? I've just written the wrong number on it. Oh, that's this one. Okay, so this one did say about a sentiment, and these I used our lovely labels Pick a Punch to do my tags there, and then I embossed that. All the details about all of these cards you will find on my blog, which is www.janbcards.com. I normally post a card most days. Right, so that is basically what these are. The one that we're going to be doing today is this one here. Okay, when you're looking at them and trying to decide what to do, the thing that I look at first is how many layers there are. For example, this one here, for example, that's quite a lot of layers there with all the squares, because I would put the squares onto a layer as well. I will do that because I like the effect of that one. But again, once I've got a few more under my belt, some of the designs are just absolutely superb. So if you ever find your mojo is lacking, this is an idea for you. Right, I'm going to take this out because I don't want to have the folder right next to me while I'm working. Okay, so that's my reference. Obviously, when you start doing a sketch, you don't really know what your card's going to finish up looking like, but that's part of the fun of it. So for this one here, I am using the Most Wonderful Time product medley, which you can either buy the complete medley, which will include a stamp set, which is this one, and it will also include a set of dies. But the great thing about this medley is you can buy a refill, which will give you the designer series paper. It will give you card fronts. I can't, oh, 3 designs, wasn't it? I can't remember how many we had of each, but this is just one set. And you also get stickers with them. Okay, candy canes. Oh, what have I done with the other one? Oh, here's the other ones. It's got the reindeer and it's got the berries, which is very much like that one there. Okay, so as I say, you can buy just a refill if you want. I'm going to give you the card pieces that I'm using, and this is in straightforward inches. These are the American sizes on here, but they don't give the sizing for the layers, so you just need to work that out for yourself. I might try and do that for you actually. I don't think that should be too difficult. And of course I will do the metric. All of it will be in the box below. So let me start off by telling you the card pieces that you're going to be needing. So I'm using an old olive card base, and this measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8 inches. Then you need 2 pieces of Whisper White, and these should measure 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches. One for inside, one for there. And then 2 pieces of old olive, which measure 3 3/4 inches by 5 3/8 inches. So that's always how I start my cards off, okay, with my card base, my middle layer and my top layer. Then after that, my pieces are from the sketch. So this piece will fit onto this one nicely, so it's almost like having 4 layers to start off with. Now this piece measures 3 5/8 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and then I have a piece of old olive, and this measures 2 3/4 inches by 4 3/8 inches. Piece of Designer Series paper, which measures 2 5/8 inches by 4 1/4 inches. One old olive circle, which has a diameter of approximately 2 5/8 inches across, or like mine, I've die cut that using the straight cut layering circle dies, and that's number 7. And then you need a circle of Designer Series paper, which should have a diameter of about 2 1/2 inches, and I have die cut mine using the stitched shape dies, and this is a circular number 3. Okay, so that will be going on there. Now these 2 pieces I haven't measured, except to say that the Whisper White is 5/8 of an inch wide, and this one is 3/4 of an inch wide. That's going to be for my sentiment, and at the moment I don't know what the size is. Okay, so I'll leave those 2 bits because there's so much gluing here. I'm going to keep that bit to a minimum. So I'm going to start putting these 2 pieces together first. The reason I've chosen one that's got a circle on it is because I saw somebody doing it with a circle, and it was just so helpful to see how that was done. The person that I've been getting a lot of my tuition from, if you like, is somebody called Christy Marcotte, and I first saw her on, I think it was on Pinterest, and I was just absolutely blown away by what she had done, and that's what sparked me off on doing this. Several things that she does which I think are really good ideas, and that's what the kind of thing that I want to share with you. I didn't know about it before I started doing sketches and before I started checking her out. So let's just do this bit first. Okay, so I've got that Designer Series paper and that one. Now let me bring my design in. Now you can see with the circles it's coming off of the first one. Now I'm not sure whether I want to do it coming off of the 2 or just this one, so I need to play with that. This is all part of doing sketches. You have a look at it and you decide which way you want to do it, which way you think is best. Now when I cut this circle, I need to know whether I want to have the green old olive edging here so that that matches up with the edging, which I think I do. So I'm going to put this piece on next. As you know, I really do like my layers. And this was, I'll show you as I come to it, a brilliant idea that I learned from Christy. I will put links to her in the box below as well. Right. Now the easy way of doing this, now if you look at the circle, it's got a little bit at the bottom there, a much bigger bit, so it is up to you to decide exactly where you put this. As you can see, even for the American sizes, they haven't put the how far up to leave that. The American sizes on the circles is 2.5 and 3 inches. What was mine? 2 5/8 by 2.5. Oh, they've got a 1/2 inch gap between theirs. I didn't do that. Right, so what I'm going to do, the easy way of doing this, thanks to Christy, is you adhere it on here first and then tip it over and you cut it. No messing about. So how much do I need? I think that will probably be enough. As I say, there is no right or wrong with this. Let me just put that down in case I make a mess. But I have to say, I am hooked. I'm going to give that just a couple of minutes. Oops, to adhere down. So I'll be putting this one on now. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to tell you that it's Friday today, the 6th of November. Yesterday, Stampin' Up did their Achievers Awards. It was a virtual event. We normally meet up in person, but obviously because of the pandemic, so much is being done virtually. And anyway, long story short, I was announced that I am in the top demonstrators in the UK, and I'm number 5, which I was absolutely thrilled about. So I have thank yous to say to absolutely everybody who interacts with me one way or another, whether it's like yourselves, my subscribers on YouTube, or if you follow my blog or my Facebook page, my customers, and also my team. Thank you very much, because if I took out any part of that combination, I would not be where I am today. So a huge thank you to everybody. Right, so now I'm going to cut this off. Oh, good job, my scissors are non-stick. There we go. So that's the easy way of getting rid of cutting your circle. Now the other thing about this is the sketch has left a bigger gap on either side than it has top and bottom, but I have left an equal gap all the way round. So I'm going to be putting that there. Now I need my sentiment. Now this is a bit I'm really not sure about. This has got to come over the circle but not off of here, and it's coming from the edge. And what I'm planning to do is I want to use one of these reindeer, and I want to stand him so he's standing on the top of the sentiment there. So I don't want it too high. So what I'm going to do, I think, again, the sketch says that that is, to me, that looks like halfway, but I'm going to bring mine down slightly. And I'm going to do a pencil mark because I think it's going to be about there. And the sentiment I've chosen doesn't need a piece that's as wide as this, but I thought I need a bit wider if I want to stand my reindeer up there, and then my sentiment, I can bring it down the bottom. And the sentiment is actually from my stamp set that I showed you. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And I'm going to use Old Olive ink. One of the advantages of having a longer piece like this is if I don't stamp it very well first time, at least I got more here. Do it again. Try again. Right, here we go. Now see, can you... Yep, you can still see that just about. Again, I should have done one of these ahead of time, just in case I mess up. Oh! Well, look at that. Who would have believed it? Right, so what I'll do is I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to erase those pencil marks first. When I first saw the sketch that had the circle on it, I really just didn't know how I was going to cope with that. I had all sorts of fussy ideas in my head, and then I saw Christy doing it on the video, and it was just so easy. Really don't know why I made such hard work of it. Right, I must remember that this is the bit where I want to show you something. Right. So now that needs to go on there. One of the things that Christy does is she doesn't like it when she's putting a layer on like this and then she's going down a bump. She likes this to be the same height as this. So what she does is, let me just cut a bit of this off first. I'm going to trim it up afterwards, so that'll be okay. So what Christy does is she takes another bit of cardstock and she just adheres it underneath there, but only as far as that, so that this stays up. Let me see if I can do this. And she doesn't really measure it. Sometimes I've seen her sort of go like that, but she is such a whiz at doing this. She just goes through it. Just amazing. As you can tell, I am a big fan of hers now. Right, so if I put that like that, so that will act. I think maybe I'll just take a little bit off the sides. It is the same length, but I don't really want it to be visible. There we go. Right, let's put that back again. See, there's hardly any bump there at all. If I wanted, I could put another one there, but I don't really think that I'll worry too much about that. Okay, so where's my reindeer? I wanted one that's facing inwards, like that. Okay, so I'm going to put it round about there. Let's see, that's the second big star up there. Okay. So let me put this on first. Again, I don't really know how far it's going to be coming over. I said about there, didn't I? Now all I need to do is make sure that I have actually got that straight. Line that up on the bottom. If you've never given sketches a go, I really do recommend it. Let's see if I can get that bit straight. Yes, I think that looks straight. Let's cut that one off. So now I'm going to pop this one on here. Now I could put it off to the side if I wanted to. Don't think I really want to go right to the edge, do I? It's quite nice actually. Well, seeing as how it's a sketch and I can do what I like, I think I will put it right to the edge. This is also a great way of using your designer series paper as well. I'm going to do it so that the green edging overlaps. Right, now as you saw, my reindeer is actually a sticker. But I would like to pop it up a bit. So what I'm going to do, I think I showed you this. Did I show it before in a video, or did I just explain it in a video? Explain it in my blog one day. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you haven't seen this before, to remove the sticky on there, all you need is to use your embossing buddy. If you just go on that, it will remove all the sticky for you. And therefore you can use it just as a die cut image then. Changing the colour of my nail varnish, look at that. So now I can put that on with dimensionals. Just give it a bit of a wipe, otherwise the dimensionals won't stick. Right, do we want big ones or small ones? If I bring them both over, then I can decide. I certainly think I'm going to start off with big ones. And maybe one little one for his head. Will that fit? Yes, just about. And I will put some glue onto his feet just to hold him down onto my sentiment. His head must be going down as well, mustn't it? Come on. Ah, that's better. No, it's not, because you've got a dimensional there. Don't be silly. let's hold this up. I'm putting his feet down to save it getting damaged in and out of envelopes, in the post, whatever. There we go. So what do you think? That was easy, wasn't it? I wonder if you'll give it a try. I just need to do the inside of my card now. I'm going to decorate it using another reindeer, I think. When I list out the products that I've used in the box below the video, I will put the code for the product medley as well as the medley refill. So, but just remember that with the refill you won't get the stamp set and the dies. But there are just so many goodies with the paper bits and pieces. Let's pop this inside. Something else I've been changing quite a lot recently, and that is I don't worry so much about having a coloured insert inside my cards. At one time I would never ever do that. I need some more reindeer. This one would be nice. I just pop him in there. So, do you have any objections to having a coloured piece in for writing and for sentiments? I did at one time, not now. So any embellishments on that? I could just put some bits in there. What have I got? Something. Where's my boxes? They're all rhinestones. I've had another sort out, another rearrangement. I don't know why, but I seem to have an awful lot of different kinds of embellishments. That's not a complaint. Right. I think that's the one. This colour, oh it doesn't say, oh yes it does, is actually, oh it's Old Olive, wow. I thought it was too bright for Old Olive. Mind you, it's probably just because it's a rhinestone and sparkly. There we go. So there we go. Short and sweet today, but it's more of a how-to video rather than a real project of my own. But I really do hope that you give it a go. As you see, it came together really nicely, it was easy, and it uses so much of your designer series paper, because I don't know how you feel about it, but I always feel that a packet of designer series paper, there is just so much paper in one packet, it takes quite a lot to use it, and it's too nice to waste. So there you go, you see the gold in there, can't you? Anyway, many thanks for joining me today. As I say, in the box below I will put the measurements, I'll also put the products that I've used and links to the products to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you do shop with me, I'd be absolutely delighted, but please remember to use the HOSTESS code on your order so that I can send you free product when I send you your Happy Mail at the end of the month. unless your order comes over to £150, which you mustn't use that, otherwise you'll lose the stamping rewards that your order will have earned for yourself. To access the box below the video, and I do seem to get questions about this almost every video, the way you do it is you have to be watching my video on YouTube. Don't watch it directly from the link on my website. And then depending on what device you're on, if you're on something like a laptop or a PC, on the left hand side just below the video there's about 3 lines of writing, and then it says show more. Click on that and that'll open up the box. Or if you're on something like a mobile phone, on the right hand side there's a little down arrow by the side of the video, and you click on that. In fact, that might be just under the video, I think. Click on that and that'll open up the box as well. But honestly, I promise you, it is there. I hope you can find it first time. If you've enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click on the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, and then click on the bell so that you do get notified. That's about it for today. Many thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, please take care, stay safe, and of course, in the meantime, happy crafting. Cheerio.